Last night I had a live stream in which I was doing the show with Bomb Cherry, and we talked about white women only wanting black men for the most part when they have money. Now, she was a little inconclusive in some of the positions because she kind of was more in the middle, although I did see her say that in the messages. But I want to talk about this brother who she's most likely referring to and alluding to, that once he gets where he needs to be, he's going to get a woman that is not black. And let me kind of talk about certain situations and some myths that are out there, because a lot of people think that a lot of black men are not in college. A lot of eligible black men don't go to college, and then black women are just going to college at a much greater rate. It's much more close than people want to give black men credit for. Black men are at any college that you can get, that black women are going to, all right? I went to a predominantly white institution for part of my education, and I can tell you that black men are definitely in college. But see, here's what we got to understand. What is the difference between black men in college that are educated and black women in college that are educated? What are their dating patterns? What are their dating choices? Okay. One of the things that we want to talk about is black women, and this is no disrespect to them, black women who are, let's say, not educated and working class, or let me say this, poor are the class that you would consider to be in the poverty class. The working class, but not educated. The educated and the elite class. You will find that there's a lot of similarity in the four groups I'm talking about, as far as what they like, how they, what the shows that they like, some of the same hairstyles, some of the same photos they'll take on Instagram. There's a lot of overlap. Black women are more the same. They have more of the same thinking processes. They have more of the same political views. They have more of the same religious views. They're more connected in that way. Versus black men tend to be the working class guy, the guy that's from the street, and the middle class guy and the upper class. These are, for the most part, very different, unique people, with the exception of the third and the fourth. The guy in college typically has no friends in the hood, or typically doesn't interact with guys in the hood, and vice versa. And now we're going to talk about also that the educated brother typically is a lot different than the guy in the ghetto. Now, there might be some similarities and, talking trash or stuff like that amongst them, but these worlds do not kind of coalesce, right? And here's the situation why we want to talk about why black men that are going to college, why are they dating more interracially at PWIs? I can tell you for the most part that black women, what I saw, that were in these colleges and universities, they were more likely to date guys who were not in college. Let me talk to you about. There's one young lady I knew when I was at Sac State. She was from Elk Grove, California. Many of you know that Elk Grove, if you're from Sacramento, it's a pretty big suburb outside of Sacramento, about 20 miles. Beautiful African American young lady, big old booty, just really pretty, really attractive. We weren't dating or anything. We had no reason to date. Just, somebody that I knew. We talked and stuff. And I was like, so what you doing this weekend? So I'm hanging out with my boyfriend. So, that's cool. He goes to school here? No. What do he do? Oh, he's a rapper. I said, That's odd. He's come to find out more. Guy's been in and out of jail, right? This is interesting. One girl I knew that I was friend with that went to Howard University, she ended up going to Georgetown and getting a master's. She was from the Norfolk, Virginia area. She was in love with a drug dealer. Okay, the drug dealer guy was in and out of prison all the time. When I was at Howard University, at a black college, it was a known fact that guys from Southeast DC, Anacostia, Berry Farms, you know what I mean, Northwest DC, Uptown, guys from PG, dudes that were not in the street, love coming to Howard. They would start fights. They would they would come up there and talk to these chicks all the time. Now, why would they do that? The reason why they're going to do that is because they know that those chicks will talk to them. See, if this is the thing, in any city that you have black colleges, especially in a place like Huntsville, Alabama, for an example, where it's Alabama A&M, local guys are always up at the college. And the reason why is hood niggas know that college women like to talk. They have a chance with them. This is not necessarily the case in other races. Okay. From my knowledge, when white women have boyfriends, very rarely did their boyfriend not go to college. And if I know one situation, if the boyfriend didn't go to college, right, then here's the situation. He was like a paramedic or basically a fireman or something like that. This is what he was doing. But the thing about it is, black men who try to talk to some black women in college, I don't have a number on this, but this is what I'm going to say. Here's what y'all don't want to talk about. Those black women will shoot down brothers that are in college for niggas on the street. That also happens in colleges and universities. There are black women who are going to dental school, on their way to medical school, on their way to law school, on their way to a good degree, and it will be a brother right there in college that wants to date them, and they're somewhere with somebody else that's not in the same ilk. So if you're an eligible black woman at a PWI or situations like that, who will you then date? Now, again, I'm just saying, I don't know how often it happens, but I think it happens enough for us to talk about it. And that's a situation that educated brothers deal with. If you want to deal with a black woman in college, a lot of times, she is more often than not more likely to date niggas that are not in school. A lot of women, I'm going to say this, even though they're in college, that doesn't mean that they're turned on by guys in college. Whereas white women are more turned on. Okay, white women find it a little bit to be a little bit more different, and that's my position. This is why I think a lot of collegiately educated brothers go in that direction, because again of the differences. Educated black men, for the most part, I'm gonna say this: if you're a brother at a Howard University or at a PWI University, you're not gonna date a girl in the hood. Why would you? Why should you? It's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen for the most part. An educated brother is not going to look for a hood rat. All right, it's just not something that's gonna go down. Educated black men, for the most part, do not date hood rats. They do not date. They just don't. They don't have to. Even when they're broke, they don't try to date those kind of people. But on the other hand, black women tend to do that. So this is what I wanted to kind of bring to the surface, y'all. Again, make sure you go and vote for the Negro Manosphere Awards poll. It's going to be the first comment pinned to the top. Yeah, great discussion we had last night. I will re-upload the video. I had to roast a few people on there, so I got to take out some of the parts. But I appreciate you brothers for coming on. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.